What do you think of the music?
Really good. It's my favourite.
I wanted to get your opinion on it though. What kind of music would you say that is?
Medieval.
Medieval?
Henry VIII.
It's clearly not medieval.
That's what I thought. I'm not really music.
Well, I don't know. I thought you'd be into it because you used to be. I mean, when I, back in the day, I used to be really big into surf music. I thought it sounded like surf music.
I'll listen to it a bit more deeply.
Yeah, I think next time just have a listen to it and kind of have a think about it. But the only thing was, I was just thinking, really,
like Wipeout.
Yeah, like Wipeout. Yeah, by the I don't know who they're called. But it just, to me, it's just weird that surf music sounds like that, but that also just sounds exactly the same as what you'd find in a cowboy film. So it's just cowboy music, really, isn't it?
Yeah, some of it, and most surfers didn't. The Beach Boys didn't surf anyway. Or just one of them did.
There you go.
Have you seen them? You can tell by looking at them, to be fair.
And there you go. That's why people come to the podcast, to find out, facts of little factoids like that from you. So the podcast. Have we got anything?
Are we doing anything today? Or are we just talking? Have we got anything prepared?
I've got loads of things prepared. I've got a little list of things.
Well, before we start, can we say fuck or bugger?
I didn't think about that. Yeah, I guess so.
I'll apologise after if I do. And is there any X-rated content allowed?
I don't know. What do you mean by X-rated content?
Well, because we've got a little segment later in which there might have to be a little bit. It's not my fault.
Well, we'll just say how it is. We'll put it out there. So this is obviously the pilot episode.
Well, that's a warning anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, we've given fair warning, I think. This is the pilot episode. Obviously, if the powers that be decide that things need to be censored or whatever, we might not get a second episode, but we'll see how it goes. So the name of the podcast, we've gone for Orance Chips. It's obviously the podcast. Really, we thought, a culture, art, travel kind of podcast all in one. We're well cultured guys. We know a lot about art. We're well travelled, so we thought we'll pass on our knowledge kind of to the listeners.
Mainly Wolverhampton, though.
Well, not mainly Wolverhampton, but obviously we're starting with Wolverhampton. Obviously, we're both from Wolverhampton.
If you want to go to Wolverhampton, though, we know lots about it.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to know about Wolverhampton, we do know quite a lot about it. And obviously, starting with the first thing you need to try when you're there is Orance Chips. So I don't know. Do you want to describe Orance Chips to people who have never been to the Midlands?
Well, it's kind of like lightly battered,
and
better than normal chips to the degree that you don't need a sauce of them. They're better without sauces.
That is actually true. Yeah, actually true. That is actually a good description of Orance Chips.
I like my curry sauce, and I like fish and chip shop chips, but I need curry sauce on them. When I have them, I feel like the curry sauce spoils it.
Yeah,
it's like if you have good fresh fish, you don't need sauce with it, do you? Like if you've got the best quality chips in the world, you don't want to ruin them. You can anything you do to it to change the flavour can only make it worse.
That is true. Right, I've got a question for you. In fact, no. So I'm gonna guess if you went to a chip shop now, I'm gonna guess what you would order. You take a moment now and have a think what I would order. Now,
okay.
Not necessarily what I'd always order, but what I'd order now. Right.
Now, all right.
Okay. Have you thought? No.
Yeah, but it's probably what I think you'd always order. I don't know what the difference would be now.
I don't know. It might be different. I don't know. You can't tell.
He's in a pie mood today. Quite a bit away. He's eating pies.
So it's in. We're in Wolverhampton. It's battered chip shop. What would I order?
You'd order battered chips if you can with mini fish probably.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it's cheap. Because it's cheaper than the big one. Though, if you could order anything, you'd probably have a big fish. But
well, I don't think I would. I don't think it's just because I do actually like the mini fish because I do like the size of it and the ratio of batter to fish. I feel like when you get a bigger fish, the kind of the batter ratio's a little bit different. It throws it off a little bit. No, I think yeah, you're right. Well done.
So when you said to me, not necessarily what I'd always have, but what I'd have now. What you'd have now is what you'd always have.
I don't know. Maybe you tell me.
That's just trying to throw me off. I was going to say mini fish. Now I'm going to guess something else. Nah. All right, what would I have?
Well, I would guess you would. right now, I reckon you'd go, I want bad chips, and you'd order probably a pukakke pie or something like that.
Well,
his face says that I'm wrong. He's disappointed that I've chosen that.
No. Because my face says that I was thinking something else, but now you mentioned pukakke pie there.
I was thinking, I do fancy. Oh, mine a pukakke pie actually.
Yeah, I would like one.
But you'd probably ask them what pies they got, and you'd probably end up going with the chicken one. I don't like chicken ones, but
chicken and mushroom or beef. Now I would probably have a rowan chips because traditionally I like it.
Yeah, rowan chips. You are a big rowan chips fan.
I used to have it a lot. But then, because I had it so much, then I stopped having it as much. So then I went more to pies. But now, because I haven't had it for a while, because I'm not in England, I'll probably go have a row and chips as my first one. But I'll probably get 2 rows because the rows are a bit small. And fish and chip shops give you loads of chips and like a little row. Yeah. So we have just one. And
that's true. You need to, double up on the row. So yeah, that's the introduction to ourselves and the Orance Chip Podcast. Okay, I've got a random fact for you. I think we've both got a bit of news. So my random fact is apparently humans can they can survive if you just ate milk. You'd survive. If you just ate milk, drank milk, you'd live off milk.
Yeah, but is that the same with every mammal or just us?
Probably is the same with every mammal, really, isn't it?
Well, I reckon. Yeah, but does that mean if we just kept on milking from our mothers for our whole lives?
Well,
that's how mammals would have to get it.
That's the thing I was going to say. The only problem with that diet is you'd need a woman to let you milk her every day, wouldn't you? That'd be the problem.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's maybe not a practical piece of advice, but if you needed to.
But it's also a societal problem, isn't it? Because the only reason we have problems with food and stuff is because we've made it shameful to do that. So now, if people are poor and they don't have much food, they could just go through their life just drinking milk. But now we shame people who do that.
You mean we shame people who drink milk, or we shame like 40-year-olds that are still sucking on the mum's tits?
Yeah, we shame them people. We shame those, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but actually, if we normalise this behaviour, it might be the answer to a lot of food problems in the world.
I mean, that is something to think about. If anyone at home has got any opinions on that, let us know.
It's not saying that has to be the complete diet. We can still help them. Like if we see people still sucking on your mum's boobs when you're 30,
don't shame them.
Send some money to help them. You don't shame them.
Don't shame them.
If you got like some chocolate or something, you can give it them and then they can have a try.
Chocolate and milk. That's nice.
Milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate. That'd be nice. That'd be nice together, wouldn't it? Or maybe we should get a campaign going to try and normalise that behaviour. Because I see a lot of that kind of stuff now. Normalise drinking milk out of the boobs. Normalise that. That's fine. At any age.
It's not weird, is it? It is natural. It's actually.
Well, I'd say it is weird because of what we've just discussed, but it's natural. Definitely natural. Yeah. Right. So we've got a couple of. Basically, mine's just a news headline. I didn't even bother reading the story, to be honest with you. In fact, I haven't even got the news headline in front of me. I've got an abbreviated one. You give me your piece of news first, and I'll try and find my news headline.
I didn't look too far into mine.
Oh, wait. Let me do the kind of news
jingle.
Bong. That was it.
All right. Okay. So there's this lad. He's plays for Manchester United under 18.
This is the news. This is the news headline. Imagine the news.
No.
Okay, there's this. Okay, whatever.
It's not.
Go on.
Okay. Do you want me to make one for you?
It's supposed to be headline. Is it bong? Supposed to have. Can you just give us a headline and then go into the story?
Hold on. Okay.
Bong.
Under 18s Manchester United prodigy Charlie McNeil has to retract statement to the press.
So that's good. That's a bit of like clickbait, isn't it? Because you don't give them the actual statement. You just say there's a statement he's had to retract, and then people are like, "Oh, I want to know what the statement is. Let's listen to the story." Go on.
So he was been asked questions about going to play Liverpool in the next cup game, and he says, "Yeah, it would be nice to beat Liverpool and rub it in their faces."
I bet he'd love beating Liverpool, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
And he said, "I want to rub it in the faces." And today he issued an apology.
Well, I should think so as well.
For his terminology. On a serious note, should he be issuing an apology?
Yeah, that's disgraceful. That's disgraceful,
Do you think
mate.
so? Really?
Dirty little mank scum. Dirty little mank scum trying to...
Okay, that's bad, but that's all right.
Well, I'm not.
Dirty little
I'm
mank
not
scum.
a footballer, though, am I? I'm on a podcast called Orance Chips.
Okay, but he's under 18 as well. No one really knows it.
Under 18? How old is he then?
He's probably 17. Or
18. Probably, isn't he? Probably 17.
I don't know. But I feel bad. He's saying, I'll do better in the future. Come on.
No, okay. Let's go to a serious note. I don't like being serious, but yeah, seriously, I don't see how he needs to retract the statement for saying rubbing it in the face. That's ridiculous. What has the world come to?
I know. He's probably got mates in the team. He doesn't hate them.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But he doesn't want to rub it in the faces.
Right, there you go then. Nah, I mean, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right, my headline's a bit different. I just read the headline. I haven't read the story, so you can tell me what you think. We can discuss what we think the story's going to be. Bong. Japan asks China to stop anal tests on its citizens. Bong. Yeah, well, I mean, what do you think about that?
Well, I know why first. I don't want to jump to conclusions.
I think I know why, because it had COVID in front of it. So I'm guessing the COVID test.
So what? But why can't they test? Why can't you do COVID testing via the anus?
Why can't you? Well, you can, can't you? You can. Obviously, you can. That's what China's been doing. But Japan have asked
I know.
China not to.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying, what's wrong with it? That's what I'm saying.
What's wrong with it?
Why would Japan ask?
Well, okay. Let me tell you. If you turn up to China at the airport,
and
they've got two tests. One of them is just a normal nasal swab, and one of them's an anal swab. Would you, if they said, "Are you bothered, or do you want to pick one?" What would your answer be?
Well, it depends who's doing it. No, those nose ones don't sound very. Those nose ones don't sound very nice, though.
They're not that bad. They just tickle you a little.
And can they give you a little prostate exam at the same time? Kill two birds with one stone.
I don't think. No, they're not going to do that.
Again, it's all about shaming.
They're not doctors who are doing this. Is it just an airport security guard, mate?
I'd probably prefer the one up my nose. But
so there you go. Then you've answered your own question, haven't you? You've answered your own question.
But I wouldn't be too bothered. And is one of them more effective than the other? Does it matter?
I don't know.
Is there a reason? I'm assuming China aren't just doing it because they think it's a laugh. Because I'm guessing the security guards haven't gone. Which one should we do?
That's the thing, though, isn't it? If you turn up and that's happening, you think it's bad for you. But at the end of the day, the person who's doing it, they've got to do hundreds of them a day. You've only got to do one. So who's really laughing at the end of the day? And
China aren't just doing this to Japan, are they? Because I think it's funny to them. I'm guessing that's everyone.
Well, the headline I read was that, but I have heard that someone else has had one from a different country. So I think China are doing
Japanese
that to
the left, Chinese to the right.
Yeah, you turn up and go, "Where are you from?" Japan. Yeah, get in this queue then. Yep. And they're like, "Excuse me." I think it is for everyone. I do think so. Yeah.
Some people might like it and they want to.
Yeah. You sure you're Japanese?
I'm from Japan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, my passport says otherwise, but my dad's Japanese.
Japan. Yeah, let me get in this queue. Right. Well, that's the news. So now we're going to do a little bit of music. So this is kind of the culture part of the podcast. The first little section is song meanings. So when you're listening to a song and you're thinking, I love this song.
What does it mean?
But what does it mean? Yeah, what does this song mean? So the song is by the Beatles, "Come Together." So what would you say Beatles "Come Together" is about?
Well, you don't need any more lyrics, do you?
Well, yeah, exactly. It's very
That's
literal.
It, done.
So what is it for the listeners?
I'm assuming that the listeners know too, right?
I'm not sure.
We're on the little pun.
Not everyone. I don't know. Come Together. So what do you think? Come Together by the Beatles is about?
How do I put it? Because the word you use for it is coming, isn't it?
You can give. There's different words out there.
Okay.
You know, you've got a good vocabulary. I'm sure you can pick one out of the dictionary.
Climax together.
Climaxing together, yeah. So, so basically the song, come together right now. So that song is, it's about...
But on him, but the one to do on him.
We'll look at a couple of little different lines. I don't know if you've got any that stick out.
But apparently this wasn't about him and a girl. It's about him and all the Beatles and having a bukakke party.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's an orgy, basically. So if we look at a couple of lyrics, what have we got in there? Hair down to his knees. So obviously, you know, you can picture someone, long hair, probably got a beard, hair down to his knees, knobs out. That's what I'm picturing when I'm reading that. And then it goes, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me. I think he's shooting him with his love gun.
Well, maybe the bloke who killed him misinterpreted that lyric.
Maybe.
That's not what I wanted you to do. Listen again.
So yeah, shoot me. Obviously, he's talking about his love gun there. Obviously, they're coming, and kind of a bukakke situation all over. His glasses.
No, he's John Lennon.
Probably over me, isn't it? So it'll be John Lennon. It's John Lennon that sings it, isn't it? So yeah, it'll be over John Lennon. So do you reckon he wore his glasses in that situation or not?
I don't even think he wrote that song. I think that was a joke. Paul McCartney wrote that one and gave it him.
Well, that's what I heard they did.
You sing this one. It doesn't mean that.
I'll write this song, but you've got to sing it. And I'm like, okay. Well, they did that one for Ringo Starr, didn't they? Maybe we'll do that in another one. About, what was it?
A little help from my friend.
Yeah. So we'll do that one next time. Right, so that's song meanings. I think you've got a little rap set. So obviously, you know, we are well cultured and we don't just stick to one genre. We've gone from kind of 60s rock to rap. I'm guessing this is kind of, from you, I'm going to guess it's kind of probably 90s, 2000s rap, I'm going to guess.
We're just going to talk them.
How many have you got?
I've got a lot. I won't go through them all. I just kept finding more and more. I'll just go with my favourites. So there are a lot of ridiculous rap lyrics, obviously, and a lot of bravado and bragging. But when you just say it, when you just talk it and don't sing it, it just sounds ridiculous. It sounds like you're just a childish little kid trying to show off, usually how big your dick is or whatever. So this one, I'm going to replace the rapper's name with my name. So you can imagine me just saying this to you. So we're talking about like sex and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to let you know a bit about me, you know. Yeah. So here we go. To sex, I'm similar to the thriller in Manila. Honeys call me Todd, the condom filler. Ridiculous.
If you introduce yourself like that, I mean, that's all. That's how we should have done the podcast introductions. You should have come on with that.
Yeah, but for some reason, a rap song is different. Do you know who the rapper is?
I've definitely heard. Is it? I don't know. Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, it's Honey's Call Me Bigger, the condom filler. Same song, because there's quite a lot of. I could have chosen about 5 from the same song. Well, again, same subject. Alex, you know, I fuck non-stop. I lick my lips a lot. I used to lick the clits a lot, but licking clits had to stop. Because you don't know where your tongue goes when it goes down below, do you?
No, you don't, to be fair. Don't know where it's been.
But the last line was in it too. There's some ones that are a bit newer. So I guess some people might know these better than me. But an elephant never forgets, so my dick remembers everything. No, I don't really know Childish Gambino so well.
Childish Gambino, I know Childish Gambino. He doesn't usually rap like that, does he?
I know of him. I don't listen to his stuff, but
he's not like a gangster rapper. He's like he's got quite a good song. What I listen to. Like Macy Gray.
Did he have the one that was like a bit of like a?
It's one that
sounded like a.
Yeah. Sounds like Macy Gray.
It was like a funk song from the 70s. It sounds a bit like.
But so I don't know. I didn't know that he rapped about big dicks and elephants.
Okay, one more by Lil Wayne. He had to pop up somewhere, didn't he?
Of course he did.
Fuck Pusha T and anybody that love him. His head up his ass. I'ma have to headbutt him.
But doesn't that mean he's got to put his head up his ass too?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
For Pusha T and anybody that love him, his head up his ass. I'm going to have to headbutt him.
Well, you couldn't put headbutt him. You'd have to shove your head up his ass. And but you wouldn't even have the room to be able to do that. You'd end up just having your head shoved against his. You wouldn't be able to really move around in his ass.
Yeah, no, it's not really a criticism.
Doesn't make sense, does it? That's a weird one.
No, it doesn't. But I think he's trying to make a pun, isn't he? Head butt, like because his head's up his bum, so you have to headbutt him. It's just like a shit pun, isn't it?
I feel like it doesn't really work though.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Not to criticise, but I feel like you could have probably done a bit better with that line. So you've got 2 songs. One of them's a real song, one of them's not. Is that right?
One of them's real, one of them I made up.
One of them you made up.
Okay.
So you're going to sing both of these. Right?
Yeah, but I'm going to name label 1A, 1B, and you're going to have to choose A or B first. So then you choose which one you want.
Okay, yeah. So this is how scientific experiments would work as well, isn't it?
yeah, exactly.
A and B.
I don't want you getting all psychologically. Oh, he would have chosen that one first.
Yeah, well, that's how I was going to think. I was going to break it down in your head. I was going to work out. Because I know how your brain works.
Yeah, and I knew that you were thinking that as well.
So you knew that's what I was thinking. See, okay, fair enough. So you're one up on this one then, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so the real song is one that I wouldn't have heard of, or you don't think I would have heard of, right?
I hope you haven't heard of it. Otherwise it's a bit easy
this isn't going to work, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to choose A first.
Okay. By the way, I can't sing everyone. Probably thought you would, yeah. That's why I switched A and B on my page.
Okay.
So I can't sing, so don't read into that, anyone. I'm sorry about that. Alex should have said at the beginning when he in his description of me can't sing. All right, okay. The rain has a sad and dusty taste, like winter's tears on summer's face. Feels like my troubles coming home. Okay. That's number 1.
So that's A.
B.
Not number 1. That's letter A.
A. Sorry. Yeah. The solitary reason for that solitary gun was shooting rabbits, stealing carrots just for fun. But now I'm out in France, I'm shooting Germans too. But the rabbits have their carrots and I don't have my stew.
So you made one of those up. I mean, they're really good, both of them.
Yeah.
I would have thought they were both real if I heard them. Right. So I'm going to go for... I'm just going to go on my gut. On these things, I think you just have to go for your gut, don't you? I think you made up number A, letter A. I think you made up A. Partly because you sang a song to me the other day and it sounded the same tune. Well, not the same tune, the same voices style. And the second one was a very different way of singing. So I reckon A.
Well, the psychological damage was done. I've been preparing this for a week, mate. The real song was A. I made up the number 2. So the one that I made up was...
It was that whole thing. So that song that you sang to me the other week, that was part of this, just to throw me off the set.
Preparation.
Well, it's weird that you did, because you did it before we even thought of the podcast. So that's really weird that you managed to get in there before we even thought about it. That's mad.
It is. That's how far ahead I am. It's ridiculous.
I've just got to admit defeat in that.
If anyone wants to make this a real song, it's probably about 70 years outdated since it's a World War II song. But if you want to make it, it goes like this: the solitary reason. No, this is what I made up. This is
one you made up. Yeah. Okay. So sing it.
Yeah. The solitary reason for that solitary gun was for shooting rabbits, stealing carrots just for fun. But now I'm out in France. I'm shooting Germans too. But the rabbits have their carrots. I don't have my stew. Great, that is.
That is quite good.
Right, good.
So if anyone's out there who wants to, make that into a bit of a song, that'd be. I mean,
what's that guy who played the ukulele?
George.
Yeah, when I'm cleaning windows. Yeah, I could go all right with him. He could play.
That'd be good. That'd be great for him, wouldn't it? Someone did
ukulele players.
Someone did a documentary on him, like
Frank Skinner.
One. I don't know. Frank Skinner. Yes, get him on there. Let's get this stuff out to Frank Skinner. If you want,
he's a local lad as well. He's a local lad.
Yeah, he's from the Midlands. I bet he likes back. No, he doesn't. I don't think they have him in Birmingham. Should I read it? So I'm just going to read the first line of a book. and then we can decide if we should read the rest of the book or not. So the book I am going to read the first line of today is Coin Locker Babies, which is by Ryu Murakami. I've read a couple of his books before. He did Audition, if you've heard or if you've seen the film of that, Audition.
What's the film?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a weird film. It's a bit of a weird. I'm guessing he's a bit of a weird guy. Yeah, it's quite good. Right, so bear that in mind. I'm going to read the first line of the whole book. Is this? So when you buy the book, you open the first page, and this is what it says. Should I read the rest of the book? Chapter 1. The woman pushed on the baby's stomach and sucked its penis into her mouth. It was thinner than the American menthols she smoked and a bit slimy, like raw fish.
Don't read it.
Okay, well that's that section done then. Don't read it. We're missing a section here, Chicken Boy section.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted you to read you're writing a novel. I wanted you to read a bit of that, but apparently it's not ready for listeners yet. Because you've only been writing it for 2 years, and he hasn't got a paragraph for us to read apparently. Also, I think he's a bit nervous because he's worried that someone might steal the idea.
Oh, it's a top idea.
Can you give us any more information on that, or?
Well, you know what happens if you watch too much TV, don't you?
Your eyes go square.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what happens if you eat watermelons, don't you?
If you
eat watermelon seeds. If
you eat watermelon seeds, well, I'd imagine
with a bit of soil,
watermelons
lack of hydrochloric acid or something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you eat too much chicken,
chickens would grow inside you. I don't know.
That's a good guess, but now you actually turn into a chicken.
You turn into a
chicken. So this can happen. Yeah.
So wait, stop there. How much chicken are you talking? How much chicken are you talking?
Loads.
If you eat loads of chicken.
No, I'm just asking a question.
Okay.
Does he turn into a chicken? Does he not? Chicken boy? I don't know. That's something for the viewers to find out. But some people might think he's turned into a chicken. Whether or not he has is something to find out at a later date.
Okay, so it sounds a bit mysterious. Sounds like one of those kind of psychological thrillers.
Bloody is.
That really messes with your head. You don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
Mulholland
It's more
Drive.
psychological than most psychological, yes. But more psychological than that.
Okay, wow. So I'm expecting you to come up with a bit of,
Well, this is good. It's pressured me to go past the panning stage. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, but what you do have is another. So we're going to play a game. Basically, we're going to write we're going to write a story, a novel, on the podcast. Basically, each week we're going to write a paragraph.
A short novel.
Short novel. Okay, short novel. It won't be an epic.
A paragraph a week. We're not getting that far.
Yeah, but slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah. By the time we're 70. Okay.
I reckon. Well, I'm going to put it out there. I reckon this book will be finished before Chicken Boy.
All right, short story then. Okay, let's go.
So basically, let's discuss the rules. So the rules are: each week we both write a paragraph, and we can basically say what we want. So you've written a paragraph for this week, and then next week I can write the next paragraph. Yeah, let's hear your paragraph for the story.
It's more trying to take the onus off me in the story and put it onto you.
Okay, interesting.
Alex Hazeldine was one of a kind.
Okay.
The only Alex Hazeldine in Wolverhampton. He had desires aplenty, but feeble-bodied and weak-minded, he knew he was destined for failure. That was until one day he came across 2 pills as he stumbled towards his minuscule cottage where he lived with his dying pet spider called Piglet. There was a blue pill which read, "Take me and live the rest of your life as a tree," and a red one which read, "Take me and grow the biggest boobs in the world." Wow. He wanted to take neither, but a dark voice growled, "Take neither, and your family will die agonizing deaths." Oh, for fuck's sake!
Was that me saying that, or was that the dark voice?
Yeah, that's you saying it. Okay. Oh, for fuck's sake! He pathetically whimpered and gulped down one of the pills. The result was instantaneous. So that's what.
That's what's not. But I'm leaving it open for you.
So okay. I like that you've left it open there. I mean, you have left it open to an extent. I mean, I
try to close it as much as I could.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel a little bit trapped in the kind of the rules of the story so far.
Shouldn't have given me the first paragraph.
So the next paragraph is either going to be me talking about me being a tree or me having boobs.
That's what's most likely to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest boobs in the world.
The biggest boobs in the world. Yeah, I forgot about that.
You're not getting away with some fried eggs.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, tune in next week to find out what happens next. So we're going to start things off with Dear Todd. Basically, I found some Dear Deirdre questions on the Sun's website. I'm going to read him to him, and he's going to give me his opinion. They're actually not that good, to be fair, this shit, really, but I don't want to big it up. Okay, first one. What do you think of this? My friend owes me 800 quid, but if I threaten him with legal action, he might set his gang on me. That is quite good, actually. That is quite good. I like
that. That's it. That's
it. So that's all I'm going to tell you. Well, actually, that's it, 'cause I haven't read the rest of it. But yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Who you think's in the wrong? What you think the problems are in people's lives there?
I feel like I need a lot more information.
Well, that's what you got.
What did he give him the money for?
That's the only information.
Okay, that's all I got. Okay.
Well, I don't know. You ask me some questions and I'll give you some answers, maybe. But they may or may not be right or wrong.
I want to know how long has he said he'll ever give it you back, or has he just straight refused?
He said he'll give it me back, but it's been 4 years.
Okay.
So I feel like it's not going to happen.
How close friends are you?
Not as close as we were 4 years ago.
4 years ago, were you best mates?
Yeah.
Then I think you're both wrong. He should give you the money back, but at the end of the day, if he doesn't give you back, you got to just let it lie. You can't keep going on about it for 4 years.
Don't be a grass, do you? Don't be a grass, do you?
You're not getting it back.
Legal action. I mean, that's a bit far.
You don't go to the police. Action. Like, if I'll just let it drop if it was me, but obviously you can't. So maybe just stop being his mate, and no problem anymore, is it?
There you go, sorted.
You go to the police. You might not get your money back. You might get beaten up. You've severed friendships, and you're not going to be very happy. I'd say it's worth 800 quid just to drop the problem that's been plaguing you for 4 years.
Fair enough. There you go. It's a bit of sensible advice there. So if anyone's out there in a similar situation, take that advice. The questions the thing I've got about it is, my friend owes me 800 quid, which, I mean, you know, it's not nothing, but it's not that much money. I want to threaten him with legal action. How much money are you spending on solicitors? I mean, they're not cheap, solicitors. I mean, I reckon you rack up over 800 quid in legal fees just to get this back.
Yeah, but what's that judge's name?
Why are you hanging around with people who've got gangs? You might say don't
lend money to your gang mates.
Don't lend money to gang members.
Yeah, try to associate with different people.
Yeah, I think you're knocking about with the wrong crowd there. That's just my opinion anyway. So that's just two people's opinions on that situation. Right, now this one is interesting. I'll give you this one and then we'll move on to yours. Dear Todd, my husband has completely changed after my affair with a married plumber lover.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
That's fucking shock horror.
So then what, you reckon he's not going to be very happy?
No, and it means that if you've got problems with your taps now, he's going to try and fix it himself.
That's true.
That can lead to problems.
Well, I think you fall into like a slight trap there, and I knew you'd do that. You thought that his behaviour change was for the worse. The husband actually started making more of an effort with her because he must have got jealous or whatever.
Yeah.
So she said, my husband hasn't made any effort with me for 10 years. But now they've got an amazing lover, so I assume she's having an affair, not just like a one-off with the plumber.
Yeah.
He's pulling out all the stops. I doubt she said that. I reckon probably the writer probably changed that. I'm guessing. I met this guy last summer. He's a plumber, and he came to my rescue after a pipe burst while my husband was working away. It's always the way. He fixed the pipe. Then we had coffee in the garden while I phoned the insurance company. This sounds like the beginning of a beautiful novel, doesn't it? He looked even more gorgeous without his mask on. So, I mean, I don't really know what to say about that.
The husband knows about this affair, right?
Well, he does now, doesn't he? He didn't at the time because he was away on work, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was just thinking, or is she thinking, does he know? Maybe that's why he's making more effort because he's found out about my affair. She does know.
Yeah, I think he knows, yeah. But she's annoyed because obviously she kind of sees the husband as a friend now. And she's got a little bit of spice in her life. And the husband's now trying to like put a bit of effort in. But she's like, well, where was the effort before? But I'm guessing she didn't put any effort in either, I'm guessing.
Yeah. What,
you know what I mean?
What does she want?
I think she doesn't want the husband, really. I think she wants the plumber. That's my gut instinct. So I reckon if she's the bloke
will she want the plumber in 10 years' time?
No, I don't think she will. So I think this is what I think will happen. She'll go off with the plumber. The husband will be like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to have to stop being a wet blanket, so I'll move on. He'll meet someone better. They'll have a happy relationship, and then she will realise he's just a fucking plumber. And he's a bit, apart from shagging and fixing pipes, he's actually a bit boring.
Yeah. And actually, he wasn't as good in bed as I thought he was. I just thought he was great because I hadn't had sex for 10 years.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
and it was more the idea of it rather than the actual thing.
Yeah, and then probably they'll end up just like getting bored of each other, and then she'll go back to him, and he'll be like, nope.
Yeah, has he got kids as well?
He didn't say. Could do. You never know.
That could throw a spanner in the works, couldn't it?
Couldn't it throw a spanner in the works? I'm surprised that wasn't in the actual article. Another pun. Right, so that's Dear Todd.
Okay, just a couple of questions. I guess they have got real answers, but I don't know if anybody knows them.
Okay.
What do you think, or how old is the oldest man who could beat a standard poodle in a fight to the death?
What?
How old?
So you're just so this is what you're asking me what my opinion is here. It's not a fact.
Yeah.
Because
I guess it is a fact. Just nobody knows it. Just nobody knows the fact. But I guess it's a fact out there somewhere.
Yeah,
what do you think? So how old is the oldest man who could beat up a standard poodle in a fight to the death?
I don't know what standard poodle is. Is that a double?
It's your average standard poodle.
Okay.
So it's the bigger one, the bigger type of poodle. Yeah, I know. I like to use standard twice. That's also. Standard poodle's like the bigger poodle.
I don't, because there's something that I don't like, and that's double standards.
Oh, okay.
So just to make that clear.
You didn't want to let me have spanner in the works without having
exactly,
to come back.
Right. So the way I'm going to answer this question is I'm just going to put myself into the question. So I'm going to envision myself now. Could I beat? So what have I got to beat it or kill it?
Beat a standard. Yeah, it's fight to the death. So I'm not saying you beat it in a fight or stronger, but who could win the fight? So he can bite your face in, but if you get your claws in his eyes and rip him out, then he's dead.
I assume that this is just hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, hand-to-paw combat.
Okay, hand-to-paw combat. No armour.
No armour.
Clothes?
You can wear clothes.
Just normal clothes, like a coat? Can I have a coat?
You got like a knitted cardigan, a tie, a white shirt, and like some grey trousers with some black leather shoes.
Okay, so I'm going to put myself in those shoes. Right now, I would, I'd definitely kill a poodle at this age. Let's fast forward a little bit. Let's go to 60. I reckon I'd absolutely destroy a poodle at 60.
That's first quote I need to keep down, Alex. I would definitely kill a poodle at this age.
I'd destroy it, I reckon. 60, no problem. 70, no problem. Right, where you get to about 86, I reckon, is where you're going to start seeing a bit of a decline in the combat skills. So poodles, let's think how vicious poodles are. I reckon you're going to get a good scratching at 86.
Quite strong, the big ones.
Yeah, I reckon they are. But when it comes down to it, a fight to the death, I'm 86. A poodle's coming at me. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna rip its little. This is the tactic you would go for with a poodle. When they come at you, got to grab the front legs and rip them apart, and then the rib cage breaks open or something like that. I've heard that. So that's what I would be. That's the technique I'd be going for. Yeah, I reckon 86 I'd do it. I reckon I'd be pushing kind of like 90 before I'm starting to struggle. And then it's going to come down to basically health conditions. Like I could have a heart attack. It might not be like straight up injuries that kill me. It might be kind of like health condition. At that point I'll have underlying health conditions.
Yeah, this isn't just you. This is the oldest in the world.
So you reckon someone? Well. So you reckon there's someone?
So you might want to. I mean, you might want to choose you and then. Just add a few years, maybe.
So do you reckon there's someone that's better than me out there?
just assuming out of the 7 billion people in the world, you're not the best. I mean, you might be, who knows?
Well, all I can say is maybe there'd be someone that had less health conditions, or that would be better. I don't think there'd be a better fighter out there, but there might be someone that's better suited in terms of health condition.
So what's the age?
I'd go 99. I don't think 100-year-olds doing it. I reckon 99.
Okay.
What, have you got an answer down there?
No answer.
Okay, there you go. So, right, well, let me do my question next, because my question is kind of like a similar kind of thought process to that one. It's basically, the section is called, what animals do you think you could have?
Okay.
And this week we're going with the horse. Same rules apply, basically. Hand-to-hand combat. Obviously, we're not talking about age. Age isn't an issue here. You're in your prime of your life now. Could you have a horse, yes or no?
Fight to the death, or just like...
no, not fight to the death. If the horse wants to walk...
Just make him scare away.
If you can make the horse run away, then you win.
Yeah. Well, it depends where we start. I think if we start from a standing point where I'm stood in front of him, he's in front of me, face to face, I could make him run away with a couple of good shots, yeah. But if he's running at me...
He's not running at you, but he's not starting face to face with you. You got to start a good few metres apart, like 10 metres apart, and then obviously the whistle goes. It goes red corner. Are you ready? Blue corner. Are you ready?
Do I think I could? I guess the answer is yes, because I don't think automatically for sure no. But I don't think this isn't something I'm confident with. And if he gets me with a good whack of his hoof, could cause some lasting damage. If he tramples me, I could be dead. So I'm going to say.
What I'm saying is, would you just walk away from the fight? You can just walk away if you want.
Yes.
Okay, so you couldn't have a horse. Okay, that's finished. Next section. You couldn't. A horse would be. Of course, a horse could have you.
There's 2 horses walking towards us on the field. We know they want to fight us. Do we go? Let's walk along the path, or you go? Let's walk into the field. Let's beat him up then.
The section is,
that's what you said at the end.
What animals could you have?
Would you walk up? Okay, I could have it. Well, anyway, I definitely would.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Got one more. How heavy would a mop have to be to soak up all of the seas and oceans?
That's one of them questions that it's just I'm never going to be able to answer. The problem with those questions is I don't even have any. I'm one of those people that doesn't have any concept of weight or oceans. So I couldn't tell you how heavy a mop would be to soak up a bucket. I couldn't tell you how heavy that was, and I definitely couldn't tell you how heavy a mop was got to be to. Well, to be honest with you, let's I don't know.
Have a guess. Have a guess. Then maybe one of our listeners can give us a bit.
No, I can't. I literally can't even guess that because on top of. So wait a minute. Is the question? Has it got to soak it all up, or is it before it soaks it all up?
It's got to soak it all up, yeah.
But no, but is the
before? It's the weight before it soaks it up, though. The weight of the mop, not the mop with the sea as well.
You've got to have an idea. You've been stewing over this for days, probably.
Like tons, definitely tons.
Definitely tons, yeah. Definitely mean the tons.
Many tons.
I would have thought many tons.
In the billions.
Maybe. I remember thinking, ton was massive as a kid. Oh, you weigh a ton. It is quite heavy, actually.
Well, yeah, but the sea. Think how much weight there is in the ocean.
There's a lot of weight in the ocean, isn't there? quite a lot of weight.
Yeah, and he's got to. Yeah, the mop's not going to be as heavy as the sea, though, is it? The mop will be like lighter than the sea itself.
Yeah.
I would say billions of tons.
What's the mop made out of?
1,360,230,107 is my guess. If anyone at home has any better ideas, then let me know. Tons. Yeah.
What kind of ton is that? Because there's different kinds of tons, I think.
Different kinds of what?
Tons.
Tons. Oh, metric. What type of tons are the tons? Just 1,000 kilograms.
I think there's different.
What else is there?
I think there is different. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. There's different types of pints. I heard.
Okay,
smaller pints.
Yeah, there's American and English pint. Yeah, but we're going on my knowledge of what a ton is being 1,000 kilograms.
There you go. So if anyone's at home and knows the actual correct answer to that or can calculate it, then let us know. So your homework for this week is I want you to do a video of this as well. Basically, what I want you to do is get a banana peel. And I want you to leave it out on a pathway, and I want you to film and watch and see if someone actually slips over on it. Because you see it in cartoons all the time, people slipping over on banana skins. I want to know, basically.
This is going to be fun, isn't it?
If that's going to be hilarious. I think that'd be really
hilarious if it happens. It's not hilarious for me if I'm waiting 2 hours watching a piece of nut. But
sometimes that's what you got to do, mate. That's a stakeout. Sometimes you got to do that, haven't you? So yeah, so that's your homework for next week. And then that's the end of Orance Chips Podcast. See you next week.
Yeah.